We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Too strong. It's going to be a rebound there by Brown. Brown gets it in. Bucket there by Alter.
Crossover for Jackson. Salas steals the rebound and finds a cutting Mitchell at the rim.
Great move.
It's almost even in the foul territory, and the Cueva looking to take advantage. Said Yates draws the foul, and one opportunity is Said gives the muscles down.
And it's 11-4, 38. Another turnover by Rio Grande. Montoya off the glass, up and in, back-to-back layups for the Demons.
Stolen away again by Valdez. Valdez going to bring it out.
Valdez has to have around 3 or 4 steals. 3 by Mays.
Bingo! That one rattles in for Alyssa Mays, and the All-District Player of the Year has 12.
Penetrates, no foul called. Rodriguez lines one up and knocks down the 3.
In the AM with Jeff Symbieta, A. Marie Castillo, and JJ Buck.
Well, maybe you're reminded a little bit why the NCAA tournament is kind of the best thing we got going, right? I mean, the Super Bowl is really cool, and NBA playoffs are good, but this is kind of the best thing we got going. And you get involved, and everybody you know gets involved, and all of a sudden you love Fairleigh Dickinson. I already loved it. I told you, man. They sent me to see Lou Reed and the Cramps. By the way, on Friday, we broke out the Lou Reed and the Cramps albums for the child. Good. She got to learn all about that. I mean, we didn't go to the Ritz in New York City. But years ago, Fairleigh Dickinson Radio sent me to go see Lou Reed and the Cramps at the Ritz. And so I knew, but did you?
Because of you, I knew.
Damn right. See? And these Jersey schools at 15s and 16s. Every time I hear we need to expand the tournament to 90 or 96 or let everybody in, and I just cringe because it's so good. And I don't know that we need to be reminded every March. Maybe we do. And those people say, well, but it'll be even better, and you'll get more of this. And I'm like, I'm not sure that's right. And it kind of feels like the exact right amount of this. And we're going to go through it because, boy, this was really fun. Good morning to you. Merry Monday. It's your opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta and A. Marie. JJ on his way home from the Pacific Northwest after the Lobo women's season ended last night in a WNIT loss to Washington 67-56. Lobos were up and actually up 10 late in the game, and then it was a 12-0 run by the Huskies, put the thing away. So JJ's on his way back. It's you and me today. I don't know what you think. Good morning to you, by the way.
Good morning.
What am I wrong? Is this? It feels not a lot of things are perfect. Not a lot of things are right. Not a lot of things deliver year after year. And to me, in American sports, some years the Masters is great. Some years the Super Bowl is great. Some years the World Series is really but this every year delivers.
Every year delivers, Jeff. And I, except for my brackets, because I'm upset on how terrible my brackets look. I kind of like that a lot of big schools, the Blue Buds, the veterans, a lot of them got knocked out this weekend, and you can't help but love that. So I agree with you. It never lets you down. It never lets you down. I don't care who you're a fan of or your alma mater was, anything. It's always great.
So everybody's bracket's busted.
And I watch every game. I don't get
Did you get fatigue at the end? I'm not gonna lie, I did. I did yesterday afternoon. I did.
Yeah, and I had to go to a birthday dinner when Miami IU, which I thought was fun. But I get fatigue at the end, but it's just so good. It's just all the time.
Yeah, and I still watch, and I was back in it by the end. I got I did take a break, did some work around the house. I watched the golf midday. Like the PGA, the Valspar was. I thought that was terrific. So I did, and it was a weird setup for me, and maybe for you as Mountain West fans, because the very first game of the the round of 32, was San Diego State and Furman, and to have a and there weren't many relatively stress-free victories, and have it be the first one, and you're like, okay. They're through. Let me watch everybody else stress. It was wonderful. Saturday was a great day. And for those of you in the Mountain West, it's paying off. Jeff Grammer wrote a story today exactly telling you how much money you get out of this is at the UNM and every other Mountain West school. So why you should be rooting for San Diego State, even though it's against everything that's inside of you to root for San Diego State. And I understand. By the way, did they look pretty decent?
They looked pretty decent.
And I've heard, wow, they beat a 13 and they beat a 12.
Well, I don't like that.
Or a 12 and a 13. I'm like, really? They're in the Sweet 16 and who's not? They beat who was put in front of them, right? They beat who was put in front of them, and now they're going to get the number 1 overall seed in the tournament. We'll see. Now, Alabama's a different beast. Alabama is a different beast coming at them on Friday. It'll be Friday, the first game. I think it's 4:30 our time. San Diego State's getting a different beast. But I'll tell you what. I mean, they came to play. You know who didn't? Arizona, Purdue. I checked on your boy Jerry Palm, by the way.
So did I.
Did you?
Yeah. We joke now because I married an Indiana boy too. Yeah. So rough weekend.
Did you check on him on the day it happened, or did you wait?
No, I checked right when it happened.
All right, I waited till the next morning. Said, man, I just wanted to let it heal. You okay? And he showed me pictures of empty glasses, and he was like, yeah, coping, and he's trying to drink it away, which I don't blame him, but Jerry's okay, and he's planning on being with us on Thursday.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many people said, did you check on your boy Jerry Palm? Is Jerry Palm okay?
The reason why I checked on him right away, Jeff, after Purdue just gave the game away, is, he's a professional. He's one of the best in bracketology, and I'm active on social media, so this time of year he gets just trolled in general. So I couldn't stand the hate on Jerry Palm on Twitter, so I had to check up on him.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. I didn't watch all of that, people beating the hell out of him.
Oh, just giving him a hard time. Well, because he helps people pick their brackets and stuff.
Doesn't everybody?
Yes. So he was just getting a hard time for Purdue. Wow. And they do this often to him. So I just want to make sure he was okay.
Next year, if I'm fortunate enough to still be here, will you do me a favor?
Yes.
Making
a note.
Will you remind me to not buy into Arizona or Purdue?
Oh, Jeff, we're going to make a pact on this show, and I will keep this edit. I will not pick Arizona with you because I fell for it this year again.
Every freaking year. And I guess it's because I get back from the Pac-12 tournament and I see Arizona and I'm so impressed by their guards are not good. Like Kirk Krisa is not good. They make bad mistakes. They're not good enough to win, and they weren't obviously good enough to beat Princeton, who, by the way, now is in the Sweet 16, so I guess Prince is pretty damn good. So I got to stop with them. And the Purdue thing I buy into every year, and I watch them a lot this year, and I'm like, wow, Edie's terrific.
Yes.
And I really buy into their composure. They lost their composure down the stretch.
The Big Ten was a lackluster this weekend, just not good for how many teams got in.
And all that's left is Michigan State.
Yeah.
Izzo. And I bought into a bunch of it. I bought
Me
into
too.
I
mean, why wouldn't you?
Well, I bought into I'm like down the 4, 5, 6 line, I think. I bought into Illinois. I bought into
I think you bought into Penn State. I don't think that was
totally bought into
that
Penn
wasn't
State.
that wasn't a bad buy-in.
Yeah, and I felt really good until the end on Penn State. I had Penn State in the Sweet 16. I totally bought into Penn State. So all this Mountain West vitriol, and I guess it's steeped in tradition in some respect. It goes back years. But what did the Big Ten got? How many? 8 teams?
Yes.
And there's one left?
Yes.
Where's everybody beating the hell out of them? I
think the only thing is it's just more experience in the tournament. I know we keep digging into this throughout March Madness and before the tournament. I understand why you think or why they would not. I don't know. I just think it's based off the brand and their past success in the tournament versus Mountain West does not have
the lack of success, and that's what it is, right?
And I mean, Mountain West fan can get defensive all they want, but besides San Diego State, I'm sorry, there hasn't been that much success in the recent last decade.
Well, when Eric Musselman was at Nevada, they went to the Sweet 16 and they lost. I'm pretty sure they lost to Loyola in that round in a really close game. And then and the other thing, remind me to stay on the Must Bus and Izzo. So I stayed on Izzo, although not really. And I watched Eric Musselman's team, Arkansas, kind of stumbled down the finish line. And so I really bought into teams that were playing well down the end. Penn State. I bought into Gonzaga, and I still am on Gonzaga. I backed
that game was intense last night against TCU.
Yeah, and then they pulled away. I backed off of teams like Arkansas because they weren't playing really well down the stretch, and that one. And that's a team early in the year I really, really, really liked, but I'm watching them down the stretch, and you don't know what's going on because we don't follow them as close. You can just kind of watch them. But there's coaches this time of year that win. Tom Izzo wins in March. Eric Musselman wins in March, and there he is with Arkansas, and pulling off the stunner the other day and getting through, and it was he's something, man. Brian Dutcher, San Diego State, had never won in March. Now he'll tell you he has, and he's right. He's been on Steve Fisher's staff that have gone to the Sweet 16. He was on Steve Fisher's staff that won it all at Michigan. So this whole narrative, he had never won as a head coach. He hadn't at San Diego State. Then they get the tight one against Charleston, and I did see social media popping up. Yeah, whatever. You snuck by a 13 seed or a 12 seed or whatever the hell it was in Charleston. By the way, more critics on national TV were picking Charleston than San Diego State, weren't they?
Yes.
And I guess 33% of ESPN's brackets had San Diego State through. But yeah, that's kind of what I bought into. All right, so there's a lot. I want to get into the Purdue thing and the magnitude of what Farley Dickinson did. The UMBC win over Virginia a few years ago was a big deal because it was the first one ever where a 16 had beaten a 1, right? That had never happened. So it happened for the second time this week. It was on Friday when Farley Dickinson beat Purdue. I'm going to tell you why FDU, their win was a bigger upset, and you can call it bigger accomplishment or bigger collapse, whichever side you want, but why that was the biggest upset in the history of the tournament. I'm going to tell you that when we come back. It's numbers to get in, 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. That's the 377 Brewery hotline. It's also the text line, and you can send emails, jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. It's me and A. Marie. When we get back, why it was the biggest upset of all time on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
How wrestling really works.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier. like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at U.S. Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with U.S. Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my...
All right, Fairleigh Dickinson's out. The Knights are done, but they're kind of the biggest story, or at least one of the biggest stories of the weekend. Princeton will be up there too. But Fairleigh Dickinson is a 16 team who beat a 1, Purdue. Big 10, big bad Zach Edey, Purdue, right? It's the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and A-Marie. So it's not the first time it's ever happened. But I will tell you why this is a bigger upset than when UMBC beat Virginia a few years ago. Okay? A few years ago, UMBC was a 16 seed. They were not the last team ranked in the field. This was the last team, now not the last team in because they had an automatic qualifier, But when the teams were seeded, remember they played in the first 4. They beat I want to say Texas Southern the other day. But they were the last team, and they were seeded 68th out of 68. This is the shortest team in the field. This team did not win. Do you know they didn't win their league or win their conference tournament?
I didn't know that. I just became a fan because of you on Friday, Jeff.
Yeah, no,
and your stories and your history with them.
I'm all about them.
And I have some love for Purdue too, but
because of Jerry. Farley Dickinson finished 21-16 this year. They were 10-6 in the Northeast Conference. The league, first of all, that was rated the worst league in America. Out of 32, somebody's got to be ranked and rated 32, and that's what the metrics said. They lost the regular season to Merrimack, and then Merrimack won the conference tournament. However, Merrimack is still in the transition period. Remember that 4-year transition period to Division I. So they are not eligible to play in the NCAA tournament. So the league then sent the next best team in the regular season to the tournament as their automatic qualifier, which was Farley Dickinson. Farley Dickinson was the year prior, the year before this, they won 4 games. Farley Dickinson, right going into this game, was ranked, there's 351 teams, 298th Ken Pom. They lost 12 times to sub-200 teams, 12. And they're there only because the team that won their league couldn't get in. Look, this is on paper one of the worst teams that ever got into the NCAA tournament. On paper, whatever the paper means, and they pulled off. This is bigger. This is UMPC was closer to a 15 than a 16, whatever that means. When you're a 16, you're supposed to win. You're way better. This was a team that came out of nowhere. They were small. They weren't that good. They were a 4-win team the year before. The Knights were one of the worst teams in basketball. Like last year, 4-22, 345th Ken Pom. Changed coaches. So that's why, to me, and I think to most people, it's the biggest upset in the history of the tournament.
I mean, look at Purdue. 32 NCAA tournament appearances. They have like 25 or something Big Ten championships. They've been in the Final Four. They're veterans in this, and this is insane to me. That was the biggest loss, one of the biggest losses of the weekend for me. But not just because my bracket, just I would have never saw that coming.
Yeah, the thing is, everybody's bracket went boom, right?
Right. Well, okay, and also every year, yes, there are these teams that come out. You can call them Cinderellas, but I think this was more than a Cinderella moment. I think I'm agreeing with you 100%. One of the biggest losses in history.
Bonkers. So
especially with what Purdue has this year, and just.
So to you, it's more a loss than a win, right?
Yes,
it's more about Purdue.
Well, yes, for me, but yes, I'm very happy though for this program. Like, what a good story, and they'll mark for their program in history.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. By the way, when it's all said and done, now that Farley Dickinson's out and they're on their way back to New Jersey, and they've got their memory, and it's wonderful. The lasting story, what it's all about, you're 100% right. It's about Purdue.
I mean, I can relate to this as a fan of many teams that do this. Like, how many times are you going to let down your fans? I mean, are they ever going to win one? They do so good. They win so many Big Ten championships and just like drop their. But they've been to a championship game they never won though.
Well, their coach is just getting grilled, and Matt Painter is. I mean, the Purdue fans. I was watching the social media after that. How they got to fire him, and they have probably the coach of the year, or I'm sorry, the player of the year in Zach Edey, right? They got a guy who was, I mean, a monster amongst boys. Not even just a man amongst boys. He was so different, but he kept bringing the ball down. I thought they
depend on him almost too much. If they can't get the offense, if they can't get the offense running through Edey, they just fall apart.
They did at the end, and they hadn't done that all year. But you're 100% right. They did that at the end. I thought, Amory, the first 2 rounds, and really the first round, I saw some really bad end of the game stuff. Right? Really, really, just what are we doing? I thought the end of West Virginia's loss to Maryland, they totally mismanaged the clock. There were a bunch of games where I'm like,
Kansas.
Oh.
It's more than an upset with these teams losing like that. I'm telling you. I love a good upset. I love March Madness, but Kansas, what are we doing?
Well, but Kansas lost. Like, Arkansas is real. Arkansas is legit.
They are. Yeah.
Right? I mean, Arkansas's got ballers. Arkansas got players. But sometimes coaches make a difference. And Eric Musselman was better than what was the guy's name that was in for Bill Self, right? I mean, you had an assistant coach in there, and sometimes it makes a difference. Now, I'm firmly on the side that players make plays. Players make plays, and dudes make shots. And Arkansas's guys made plays. Gonzaga's guys made plays down the stretch. I mean, you just start looking at it. Dudes make plays. But I've watched some really bad game management down the stretch, and it's been something. When you think of it, is it going to be for you more about Fairleigh Dickinson winning? Like, all these years later, is it more about UMBC or about Virginia? UMBC, when they beat the 16 that beat a 1, all these, 5, 6, 7 years later. It's to you, years later. Is it more about UMBC or Virginia?
Virginia.
See, to me, that one's more about UMBC because Virginia won a national championship the next year. Virginia came back, got better, learned from it, and won a national championship next year. So, and then they went out in the first round this year, and they got beat by Furman. But you got to wear it. But I guess if you come back and you chase it with a national championship, there's a little something to it where you say, all right, well, yeah, that was a bad day, but look at their program, and they came back and hung a banner. Now, Purdue does that. All the power to them. I just don't think they are. And by the way, in the last 3 years, they've gone out to a 16 this year, a 15 last year, and a 13 the year before. It was North Texas 3 years ago, and then they got beat by a 15 last year, and then this. So, I don't know. You tell me when a trend starts. Once is kind of weird. 2 is a problem. 3 is a trend, is it not? Jerry will tell you that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just gave you their resume for their tournament history. It's like, gosh, just like Purdue fans, just expectations just every year, just like a punch in the gut.
And they're really good.
They're very good.
And they were really good. All right, more hoops when we come back. Here's what we're going to do. There's a lot of coaching news now. There's a Patino that's got to make a decision, evidently, in the coaching news. And there are a lot of reports about New Mexico State, and they may be close to finding their guy. I'll tell you where the reports are and who that is when we return.
And I got to tell you about 377 Brewery. Been telling you about 377 Brewery, and it keeps getting better and better. I've told you about their kitchen, and now it's very exciting because every Sunday they have brunch, and they have a beautiful patio. Hopefully the weather changes soon. You can go out in their new renovated patio, but they have a brunch. It's every Sunday from 9 to 1. They feature a mimosa and Bloody Mary bar. It's family friendly, dog friendly. Come out for brunch. You're going to love the menu. You're going to love the mimosa and Bloody Mary bar. It's located on the northwest corner of Yale and Gibson, or you can check them out at 377brewery.com.
This report brought to you by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Well, more and more teams get knocked out. More and more the coaching carousel spins, and more guys are available now to be talked to, plucked, take jobs, whatever it is. Opening job. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buckets. The opening drive Monday. Talking about jobs. Talking about the jobs. All right. So there's a lot of talk around here about what New Mexico State's going to do, and I know that. Jason Groves did a story last week. There was a story on KTSM by Colin Deaver about the search had been narrowed down. They gave you a bunch of names. And a lot of people have been excited. Dave Rice, the former UNLV coach, was on there. There was a tweet last night from a coaching site. And again, I'm whatever this is worth to you, and I'm not confirming this at all. And I've tried to this morning and not been able to or deconfirm it. But there was a tweet that said that the Aggies are close to a deal with Jason Hooten, who's the current head coach at Sam Houston State that got knocked out of the NIT by North Texas, I believe yesterday, and that a private plane that was licensed to New Mexico State University was in Huntsville, Texas, where Sam Houston is. On Thursday, does that mean something? Does it not mean something? I mean, you decide. Sam Houston is in the WAC. They're going with New Mexico State to Conference USA. There was I don't know if you saw the report yesterday that said that the signatures are all they need. Now, again, I don't know where that is. I don't know that. Again, those are just reports. There's a lot of names out there, but it makes you feel like they're getting closer to doing something with New Mexico State, which this is about the time they need to be getting something done.
I was going to say, are you surprised? I know they've been through a lot this year, but I think we were predicting even on this show that maybe by the Final Four.
Yeah, well, by the Final Four, yes.
You would think that they would get that in check.
Yeah, by the Final Four, and maybe before, and so maybe they're on their way. So we'll watch that for you.
There's a lot of names on this list.
Yeah, well, and some of them make sense more than others. I mean, there's the Furman coach, and there's Josh Pastner, who was fired at Georgia Tech.
Bring on the Furman coach. Okay, Jeff, I didn't know where Furman was located.
South Carolina.
No, now I know.
Yeah.
And I'm all about Fairleigh Dickinson. I might buy a sweatshirt.
Yeah, the Knights. I remember when UMBC went, I wanted to buy that Retrievers. I thought
Why
the logo
not?
was cool. Yeah. Elsewhere, Rick Pitino. Iona's coach, not Richard Pitino, New Mexico's coach, Rick Pitino, Iona's coach, evidently is making a decision. He's going to meet with St. John's today, and will he go to St. John's? Will he stay at Iona? St. John's, Big East, probably, well, not probably, will pay a lot more money. Does he want to do the Big East thing again and try to bring St. John's back? That's something that we'll see. Also in that league, and just keep an eye on this, all right? Providence's coach, Ed Cooley, is up for the Georgetown job. Would he make more money? A little bit more money, although those reports are not significantly more money. John Rothstein this morning, who's a really respected college basketball writer, said Ed Cooley put his Rhode Island home on the market this morning. He even gives you the listing if you want to buy it. $1.9 million for his home. If you're 4 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, 5,800 square feet, if you're interested. Just keep an eye on that. I'm not telling you this happens. It's Richard Pitino's alma mater. Not saying that's where they go or he goes. I'm just a lot of you have pointed that out, and you're right. So that's what's going on. And there's going to be a lot of other coaching stuff that happens. We'll watch the Aggie stuff as much as we can and see what we can find for you. They open up spring football tomorrow, by the way, down there. If that means something to you. It's snowing. It was snowing up at my house. It's spring football time.
Yeah, this is the time of year you get a little wonky weather.
Yeah, that's right.
It's going to change, and we'll be golfing in a week or two here.
All right, one other note. See any NIT last night, or was it all NCAA tournament for you?
I was all NCAA.
Did you? So you didn't notice anything in the NIT?
I mean, I always keep check on the scores, but we got a little break, so I'm probably going to catch up on my NIT and the college basketball.
Let me give you something of note.
Invitational.
Last night up in Boulder, Utah Valley 81, Colorado 69.
Woo! Utah Valley, let's go.
Utah Valley not only came in here and won by 14, they went into Boulder and won by 12. I don't know if that makes you feel any better or any worse, but that Utah Valley team
they're a good team.
Evidently, huh? Woodbury, the guy with that big giant dunk down the lane, 25.7 rebounds for Utah Valley. So now they get to go home, and they get a game at home in the quarterfinals, and it'll be popping in Orem, Utah. But Utah Valley advances. They'll play Cincinnati in the quarterfinals. Richie McKay's done. The former Lobo coach, his Liberty Flames got beat by Wisconsin 75-71. Sam Houston's out. North Texas beat them by 20.
Michigan lost too.
Michigan got beat. Yep. Michigan's out
by 1 by Vanderbilt.
And Oregon advanced. They beat UCF 68-54. So the NIT, if that's where you were, I'm just telling you. I don't. How does that make Lobo fan feel? Is that better? Is it worse? Is it like, well, at least we got beat by a good team, or damn, we could have gone up and beat Colorado. What a wasted opportunity.
I think I don't know how Lobo fan feels. I don't understand Lobo fan, Jeff.
Fair enough. Yeah,
it's very hard to understand Lobo fan.
Yeah, no, that's very fair. It's
it's week to week with them, very wishy-washy.
Yeah. On the Pitino thing, ESPN is reporting this morning serious conversations with St. John's. It's Rick Pitino, not Richard. But they fired Mike Anderson back in March. They've been targeting him. He's 70 years old. He's their guy. This is the guy they want. It's New York. If you're not familiar with where St. John's is, it's in Queens. It's kind of, well, I don't even think kind of. It's the biggest college basketball program in New York. Right?
Oh, it's legit.
This was back when the Big East was in their heyday. Lou Carnesecca was their guy. Chris Mullen played for them. Walter Berry played for them. Back in the heyday of the Big East, St. John's was a national power. St. John's was a national name. St. John's and Georgetown used to have epic battles in the Big East and on national television. And this was something that was just kind of, you had to watch it. And they have completely fallen off the map. And for Rick Pitino, a New York guy, to go in there and if he can resurrect, and you would think this would be, I mean, I'm not ever going to tell a guy you're past your prime or when you should be done. I have no idea. He may want to go on forever. But at 70 years old, if he goes in and does this, I mean, that's a mic drop, right?
That is a mic drop. And my favorite quote that I saw from him is he wants to stay by his favorite golf course. Location is key to him.
Well, I mean,
I respect that, Jeff.
look.
He said you just don't go buy a house. Okay, he said location is very important for me. And I think we know that New York's very important to the Patino family.
When you get to a point where you can do that and be that,
I mean, he's earned it.
damn right he has. Yeah, God bless him. And so if this is the job for him, and you know what, if he decides, nope, I'm good at Iona, I really like Iona. I like the people here. We're winning here, and I'm never going to tell a guy how much money to take or not to take. It's not my business. Coach around here once said, "You don't mess with happiness, right? You don't mess with happiness." And if he says, "You know what, I'm happy at Iona and I'm really happy what I'm doing," then I respect that. If he says, "You know, I'm happy in New York and I get an opportunity to resurrect a storied program and do it in New York," and he's got an opportunity to go do something. Look, he is as good as there's ever been in this game. And if you want to tell me, yeah, but, okay, you can have your yeah, buts. And I'm going to guess everybody's got a yeah, but, right? Yeah, but okay. Yeah. But he is as good a coach as college basketball has ever seen. I mean, I'm not telling you he's better than Wooden. That's not what I'm telling you. No. But, I mean, on that next tier after John Wooden, because everybody's got John Wooden. Maybe you got Adolph Rupp up there. I don't know. Maybe you got Don. I don't know. But put him on that next shelf, right? He's won everywhere, and he's created and he's built.
I think he's going to go to St. John's.
Sentiment feels that way, doesn't it?
Yes.
It feels like that would be the one, the opportunity, one more taste of the big time. Yeah. I mean, look, when he left Louisville and he had to go overseas and he was coaching over there, obviously the man loves coaching basketball. Obviously the man's really good at coaching basketball. He came back, took a job in New York at Iona, kind of came home. My gut tells me that too, Amory. I think you're right. I do. But until it happens, let's see. All right, we got more hoops to talk about because, well, there's a lot of hoops to talk about. But and looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the tournament. I opened this thing up by saying this is why I firmly believe that this is the best sporting event we've got in our country. I do. But there was a big weekend and other stuff happened. And when we come back, the Cowboys went out and got themselves a receiver, not that receiver. And that probably means that receiver isn't coming. But what the Cowboys signing of a receiver means, and does it push Dak over the top, Cowboy fan? We're going to get into that when we return. Aaron Jones owns International Protective Service, IPS. I know you've seen IPS's cars, vehicles all around Albuquerque. IPS protects hundreds and hundreds of homes and businesses. Things that people have worked hard to build, like you've worked hard to build your home. You've worked hard to build your business, and you know that the bad guys are out there, that there's increasing number of bad guys and decreasing numbers of good guys. Well, IPS is highly trained armed guards and 24-hour patrols. They are affordable, private security, whom I've trusted for a lot of years. When I'm home, they're there every day. They come by every day. When I'm gone, they do exterior checks, pick up newspapers if I need, or mail, packages that are delivered. They'll roll the garbage cans out on garbage day and back. Give my home that lived-in look and make sure that everything's protected. Protect what you've worked so hard to build. Give them a call. Find out what they can do for you. Committed to our city and your protection, International Protective Service at 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or online at ipsglobal.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go.
color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
The hoops, but the footy didn't stop. I'm not just talking about the XFL. Did you watch XFL this weekend, or did you?
I mean, I bet on it.
How'd you do?
But NCAA had my heart.
So you bet on it, but you didn't watch it?
I check in, Jeff. Also, my fantasy football league, we decided to do an XFL league.
Yeah.
Where we just, in a hat, we drew a team that became our team. We each put like $20 in. At the end of the season, whoever has the best record gets the pot. So I'm an Arlington Renegades fan, by the way.
Bet you are.
Yeah, they're about 5. Yeah.
You got gear?
Not yet.
I
I'm
mean,
going to prioritize getting Fairleigh Dickinson gear over that right now.
As
but
you should.
We'll see.
Yeah, as you should. All right, Cowboys went out and got a receiver, and there was all the talk about OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr.
There's always OBJ. Every team, every player's like, come here, OBJ. There's always talk.
Well, I'm not going to lie.
Cowboys.
I was surprised that he didn't play at all last season. Coming off the injury the year before in the Super Bowl where he won a ring with the Rams, I was surprised that he wasn't on a roster at the end of last season. And so you figure, okay, he wants a lot of money, and there was a lot of social media going back and forth. He said, $4 million ain't enough. Somebody said 20. He said, I never said 20, but I never said, I'm not taking 4, whatever. Cowboys have been really at the front of this conversation and get Dak Prescott a little more help. And so the Cowboys went out over the weekend and they got a receiver, but it wasn't him. They traded a 5th-round pick in this draft next month, a 6th-round pick in the draft next year, and they got a former number 1 overall in Brandon Cooks. They went with Houston. So they're probably out of the OBJ market now. Brandon Cooks has been all over the place, right? It was Patriots, Rams, or somewhere
Saints,
and then the Texans.
Yes, but I don't know why. I mean, I guess Dak needs someone, but the Dallas Cowboy offense wasn't the problem for me, for the Cowboys. Cowboys will be the Cowboys in the postseason, but they were the 3rd top scoring offense, I think, last year. I think they were the top scoring the year before that. I think they're a pretty good, high-powered offense.
So I think that's right, and I think they're going to address that in the draft. But to spend a 5th and a 6th on a guy like this who, since 2015, has 6,000-yard receiving years.
Yes.
Second only to Mike Evans and Travis Kelce. Now, the catch is his $18 million is guaranteed. He'll restructure his contract. So Houston will pay him $6 million, and Dallas will pay the remaining $12 million. But he's under contract through not just this season, but next year. So Cowboys go out and get themselves a receiver.
A good one.
A good one, yeah. And a guy who puts up numbers and has put up numbers everywhere he's been and has been traded a lot. I always wondered why he hadn't stuck somewhere. But I think this is a good move for them. It gives them a lot of speed on the outside, and you pair that up with what they've got going with Michael Gallup. They traded Amari Cooper, of course, the year prior, but they've got CeeDee Lamb. I think it's another weapon. But to your point, did they address their issue? No, but they didn't need to. I mean, you can do 2 things at once. 2 things can be true. You can go address your issues, which I do believe, you're right, are defense. And you can address those in the draft, and you're not done. And make a trade. Here's a 5th and a 6th, and give me a guy who is a pretty good NFL receiver. I think that's a good deal for them.
No, very, very, very good deal. And I'm not worried about their offense. Well, except that Kellen Moore left. I think he was a big part of their success. Now he can go Charger land.
Yeah, we're going to see really what that meant, what Kellen Moore meant to them and what he didn't mean to them. The Texans also, while they got rid of Brandon Cooks, made Laramie Tunsil. Yes, Laramie Tunsil, he of the gas mask, the weed mask on draft day years ago. He is now the highest paid offensive lineman in the NFL.
All right.
3 years, $75 million extension. It's $30 million in signing bonus, $50 million fully guaranteed, $60 million in total guarantees. What's the difference between fully guaranteed and total guaranteed?
I don't know.
$50 million fully guaranteed and $60 million total. Oh, what the hell's like whatever. And so he basically said, I want to reset the market and become the highest paid offensive tackle. And now, and he's going into his 7th year. He has done that. So it's the second time he's received an extension there that's made him the highest paid offensive tackle. All right. Who's he protected? It's going to be one of these rookies, right?
Yes. Or quarterback, Case Keenum.
Well, it's going to be one of these rookies, right? All right. And then there's this. Your guy, Adam Thielen's got a job.
Yes, 3-year deal in Carolina. Good for
3 year
Carolina.
Yeah, well, good for Adam Thielen, too.
Yes, happy for him.
I don't know where he slots into Carolina's receiving core. And I got to believe they'll attack this in the draft, too. They've got the number 1 overall pick, so they will go quarterback. But their top wideouts returning, Terrence Marshall, Laviska Shenault, and Shi Smith.
They also acquired Hayden Hurst from the Bengals, Miles Sanders. I mean, I think they're doing well with free agency as well.
Yeah,
getting some weapons for the offense.
I think they need a go-to receiver, and we'll see if that comes in the draft or where they're going to get that. But who's their quarterback going to be? Who they're going to go with the number 1 pick? And we'll all watch that. I was just walking down the hall, and K-Dog, big Niner fan, says, "So what's up with your guy Stafford?" Why, you want him?
What's up with your boy Sam Darnold, Mr.
You want him?
49er fan?
You want him? I said, well, I mean, we got a Super Bowl ring out of it, and that's it. He's like, oh, nothing I can say to that. I'm like, exactly. Got a ring, and the Rams stink for a while.
I think it's worth it, Jeff.
So do I. So do I. All right, when we return, some of you are saying, yeah, San Diego State's in the Sweet 16. Yeah, but what? I'll read it to you. Well, yeah, but they got favorable matchups, and no, really? I'll read you those things. I'll give you my opinion. Yeah, but what? And I got my response to you. Enjoy the money. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Too strong. It's going to be a rebound there by Brown. Brown gets it in. Bucket there by Alter.
Crossover for Jackson. Salas steals the rebound and finds a cutting Mitchell at the rim.
Great move.
It's almost even in the foul territory, and the Cueva looking to take advantage. Said Yates draws the foul, and one opportunity is said, gives the muscles down.
And it's 11-4, 38. Another turnover by Rio Grande. Montoya off the glass, up and in, back-to-back layups for the Demons.
Thrown away again by Valdez. Valdez is going to bring it out.
Valdez has to have around 3 or 4 steals. 3 by Mays.
Bingo! That one rattles in for Alyssa Mays, and the All-District Player of the Year has 12.
Penetrates, no foul call. Rodriguez lines one up and knocks down the 3. First basket of the night.
It out.
Look at this deep 3.
Wow! That was from NBA range.
What a steal. Stevison 2-on-1. Gets up. Gets it in.
He doesn't use it. Comes back out to Dominguez, who takes the 3. Boom! There's that man, Superman.
Turns, shoots off. Oh, wow. He made that.
Wow. That was crazy. That was a crazy shot.
Has everybody
Count at the buzzer.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and front.
7 o'clock in the morning. 7 a.m. where have you been? 7 a.m. where is your brother?
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, A. Marie Castillo, and J.J. Buck.
A tournament's about as good as we got, man. It doesn't ever fail to deliver. It is phenomenal. It's exciting. You get Cinderellas. You get involved. Now, maybe not as much anymore because your bracket's destroyed. Let me give you one little bit of encouragement. As much as your bracket is destroyed, so is everybody else's. All right? So take a look at the standings. Maybe you're still in it. Maybe you still got 2 teams left, and everybody else except for that one lady down the hall that doesn't know anything that's going to win this damn thing. She I mean,
based off mascots or colors or.
Yeah, and I say down the hall for those of you who still actually go into work. Maybe it's the one in the upper left on the Zoom box. That's how you all have meetings these days. Whatever it is.
If you have a bracket that's really still alive, I would love to hear about it.
I'm like, what's alive at this point? If you have your Final Four left?
Sure.
I mean, I got 3 of my 4 Final Fours left. Do you?
No.
Yeah. I lost Marquette last night.
Yep, that was a tough one.
But yeah, I got 3 of the Final Four left.
Who's in your Final Four?
Alabama, Marquette, Houston, Gonzaga.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, and I look at like one side, I got nothing, right? Like I got 3 out of the 4 in the South: Alabama, San Diego State, Creighton. Arizona's out.
We made the pact, Jeff. Next year, we're not picking Arizona
Or Purdue.
Yeah,
I had Purdue, Duke.
I'll pick
both
Purdue
gone.
to win a Big Ten championship. I'm not picking them to win the NCAA tournament.
Well, no, I had Purdue, Duke, Kansas State, Marquette, all gone, right? All. I had Houston, Miami. Actually, that's right. And then I had Xavier, Penn State, gone. I had Kansas, VCU, gone. I had Gonzaga, UCLA. That happened. I don't know where that matches, but I think everybody's blown up. Everybody's blown up. All right.
Every year.
San Diego State's advanced. That's good for the Mountain West. And reading Jeff Grammer's story in the Journal today, he kind of broke it down. What does it mean for you? And every game, every unit that teams in your league advance, you get paid out over 6 years. And what does it mean? And for every league member right now, it looks like they're getting about $550,000 per school. So it's worth it. I think it's $31,000 per school every round. You guys move on.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you're. I mean, again, I know y'all hate San Diego State, and I get it, and you should. But I think you should be rooting for them because it behooves you in your conference. Now, HB sent me this.
Are you talking about Mountain West fan or a Lobo fan? I just want to be clear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, kind of both, but yes. So HB sent me this email at jeff@sportsoutofabq.com. It says Davalos on your committee equals Davalos on the committee equals the Aztecs. Jeff, when Rudy Davalos, and for those of you who don't remember Rudy, he was the former athletic director at UNM for a long time, 14 years, and he was on the NCAA basketball committee. When Davalos was on the damn committee, not only did he get Lobos in the field, but also got him a favorable first-round matchup. What do you think about these Lobo fans saying the Aztecs are lucky? They got a first-round game against a club they really matched up well against. Then they got a Harvard-type one-hit wonder that used their entire team in the upset of Virginia had nothing left for the second rounds from HB. Honestly, what do you say? There's nothing to say, HB. They're in the Sweet 16. I don't know. Is there a cheap way to get in the Sweet 16? You know who's not in the Sweet 16? Arizona. They would have got Princeton and then Missouri. Purdue's not in the Sweet 16. They would have got FDU and then a 9 seed in Florida Atlantic. I don't know. Everybody who plays a champion at this point, did they have the toughest path, San Diego State? No, they did not. And now they get a whole nother beast in Alabama. But I don't think San Diego State nor anybody else is going to sit around and apologize for beating the teams that the committee put in front of them. They've got crummy draws before, by the way. You got Creighton in the first round last year. Got knocked out.
They're the only team that ever does anything, and that in the last relevant time and in the Mountain West in the tournament.
So to HB's point, and you're right.
Okay,
right.
so
right.
in
except for Nevada,
what,
a
in
couple
2015?
Yeah.
Okay, so they went to one Sweet 16,
Right,
but you
right.
get multiple bids, you lose in the first round. That's what you do.
Right.
So what do you want? What do
It-
they want? Just to get to the Sweet 16?
HB saying that they're lucky, that Lobo fans are saying. If that's what you're saying, that's fine. Say you're right. Is it any easier draw than Harvard as a 3 seed that beat you years ago? Like with all due respect, you got to beat who's in front of you. And every one of these damn teams is a champion, and they're all playing pretty hard. Ask Farley Dickinson. I'm looking at what advanced. San Diego State's pretty good.
You don't just get lucky. You win when it matters. And Lobo fan did not do that during conference play.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah.
And I'm all Lobo. I'm from here. I grew up here. Just stop.
All right, so that's HB. I hope that answers your question. So what do you say to Lobo fan who says that? I hope that answers your question. Who's on one?
Oh.
All right. Let me give you one more. When are Lobo fans going to drink from the fountain, Jefferson? When I was younger, I'm going to hold this one. This is a little longer. I'll hold this one a little bit. This one, Lobo fans hurting on this one. Utah Valley Flippin' State. Actually, they're Utah Valley University, by the way.
They're a really good team, though. I don't know why everyone's hating on Utah Valley so much.
Lobo Hobo says, how do the Wolves not get into the real tourney? They look nice. Lobo fans thought they were first-round cupcakes to fatten up on before the real game started. Could they have lost to the eventual NIT champs? Maybe.
There's a lot of good teams in the NIT.
By the way, if you missed it, that Utah Valley team who beat you in the pit last week went up to Colorado last night and won 81-69 up there. They're advanced to the quarterfinals. They're getting a home game. Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal.
Well, it's a good morning to be alive and listening to you folks. Always enjoy the content. By the way, the guy that precedes you on this radio station did a great job, an excellent job breaking down what's going on with the NCAA, and he was illustrating that we had never seen a 16-1 upset until 5 years ago. Now it's happened twice in 5 years, and he did a really good job illustrating the transfer portal has completely changed the game. Where teams can flip their talent. If you're not happy, you can go here, there, or everywhere. And we're seeing more and more upsets, which you've been talking about the last hour. The other thing he said was the best players in the world aren't playing in the NCAA tournament. If you look at the NBA, the Greek Freak didn't play in the NCAA. Mm-hmm. The number one recruit out of France this year is not playing in the NCAA. The guy from the Denver Nuggets didn't play in the NCAA. So we can go down the list. Luka Doncic didn't play in the NCAA. So the disparity of talent, there's no more really great teams, which if you can go back and listen to his 20 minutes of describing things, it was excellent. Lobo fans, the chickens have come home to roost. I listened to the show intently. All I hear is them bag on the WAC or wherever New Mexico State plays in. And that team came in and took you apart. And the Lobos had what I thought was a very good first half of the year. They fell apart, right? And it's not to disparage what's going on with this program, but quite honestly, nationally, they have no cachet. During their game, their NIT game, the announcers called them New Mexico State at least a dozen times. If they can't even get the name right, it kind of shows you what this program has, the level of cachet or lack thereof nationwide. But my call isn't to call and bag on the Lobos. Jeff, I called when I went to the Pac-12 tournament, and I said the number one difference I saw was the quality of the big men, right? And my point wasn't to emphasize that in the Mountain West you should run your offense through the post, because the Mountain West is really a finesse league outside of San Diego State. by the way. I'm glad they're making a nice run. My point to illustrate was in the NCAA, guard play is very comparable across all conferences. You have to have erasers in the paint that can come over and defend the cup, defend the paint, defend the rim, block shots, change the trajectory of guys when they break their guy down off the dribble. My point wasn't to run the offense through the post, which I don't think the Mountain West does anyway. So I found it very interesting, just an observation, and it holds true. It really does. Your point on the NCAA tournament, it's amazing. It draws in people. We learn great stories. But make no mistake, Jeff, and I think you make a lot of good points. The NFL crushes the NCAA tournament. From a ratings perspective, it crushes it across
from a ratings
the board.
perspective, if that's your only perspective, then you're right. I think there's more perspectives than that.
No, and I agree, and I love both of them, right? And I've always said this, the NCAA basketball, it's really turned into a 4-week season. Conference tournament week, and then what we're seeing now. And it's really fun to watch, but outside of that, I think, it is what it is. But I think we're seeing a very direct change in what's going on with the NCAA tournament. Cowboys, their signee, I think, is a very underwhelming signee. I think they wanted to go big with DeAndre Hopkins, with one of these top-end, high-end receivers. Is the guy pretty good and serviceable? Yeah. Is he on the back end of his career? Yes. And he's one of only 2 players ever to be traded 4 times. And I think the other one was Eric Dickerson, just to give you an indication of if you continually get traded, there's a reason.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking my call.
See you.
Good con.
Eric Dickerson was pretty good, by the way, and people want you. So a couple things. I will tell you that the NCAA tournament, and especially the first 4 days, delivers constantly. And I would even tell you more consistently than the NFL playoffs. Now, if you're going to tell me who gets better ratings, Marie? Yes, the NFL gets better ratings. Is that the only metric?
NFL is king. Yes, we know that.
Yeah, this is the greatest, and everybody gets involved in this. Not everybody gets involved in the Super Bowl, but not everybody gets involved in the NFL playoffs. First week, wild card weekend, yeah, people are in, but it's not this. I'm just telling you, it's not. And there's something to be said about rooting for your alma mater, the investment that you got, the emotion. I will argue that this tournament is better, more exciting, and the whole thing has a wider appeal than anything that we've got, and is the best sporting event we've got in our country. Now, in regards to the makeup of college basketball, he's not wrong that many of the best didn't play, right? Steph Curry did. You can go down and say, right, this guy did, and this guy did, and this guy did, and you can say this guy did, this guy did, this guy did. Players are coming from everywhere. Players are older now, especially in this era because of the COVID year, right? College basketball is different. It doesn't make it any less competitive. If you want to argue and tell me the best players have gone to the NBA, you're probably right. That doesn't mean there's not great players in college basketball. That doesn't mean there's not great moments. That doesn't mean that the parity hasn't made it even more exciting. If all you're looking for, I only want to see the best player, and that's cool. There's a lot of you out there. That's totally cool. Then the NBA is your thing. If you want to see Hart, you want to see a Farley Dickinson. If you want like Amer, you watch games. NBA game, even playoff games. Do you watch the fight on every possession, the defensive fight like you see in the NCAA tournament?
No.
No, it may not be better, but it's pretty damn intense, and these kids care every time down the floor. So I'd argue, and I'll stick to it, I think it's the best sporting event we got in our country. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. And you're ringing the phones and telling me what you think. I'll tell you why even more. I'll give you more examples why it's the best event in the country and why there's such an investment, because it is. I'll tell you why John Thomas Jewelers is the best jeweler, period, because they do things differently, because it's custom jewelry that is done right here in Albuquerque that is way more affordable than you'll ever think. They are the best jeweler in Albuquerque, voted that way for years. The only 5-star Google-rated jeweler in the state, and the only master IJO certified jeweler in Albuquerque. It's different. This isn't some mall jeweler that you're going to walk into and kind of be pushed into taking something out of a case. Custom jewelry. When you're ready to make her your wife, when you're ready to say, will you marry me? finish it off with a beautiful, unique, custom ring from John Thomas Jewelers. Walk in there. You got to want to get there now. It's on the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building on Louisiana. It's just a block south of Manal, across from the Coronado Mall. They'll walk you through the process. You're going to say, well, Jeff, I don't know what I want. I know. They're going to walk you through it, and you're going to look at all these different things, and you're going to figure out exactly what you want, what she wants, the cut, the shape, the size, the band, all these things. It's going to be perfect. When you're ready to make her your wife, make the transformation complete, and go see John Thomas Jewelers. JohnThomasJewelers.com. 3rd floor of the Lewis University building on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal. If you can dream it, they can make it.
This report is sponsored by Tom.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at U.S. Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with U.S. Eagle Early Payday. now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
NCAA tournament's the best sporting event we got. Princeton band's got a dude that, you know what his instrument is?
What?
He's got like this plastic Santa figure, and he hits it with a plastic bat.
I mean, I know. That's why.
I mean, you know what it is? When you got passion for your alma mater, right? If Lobo fan, when you get back in, you're going to love it. Remember how it was, right? Then you advance around, and the passion you see each round, each game from fan base, you don't see that passion in the NBA. You don't. And that doesn't mean that it's better, it's worse. For me, it means more to more people. Now, the ratings are interesting, but this is each year. First of all, you're not there every year, unless you're, those special schools. Gonzaga's been now to the Elite Eight. I'm sorry, the Sweet 16 for 8 straight years. But there's something about this tournament and what college athletics does, and winning and the finality of a one and done as opposed to a series, right? And that's what the NFL is. I get that. But when let's just say,
well, nothing's going to beat the NFL, Jeff.
Okay, but so give me the first round game this year. What were so then the Cowboys beat the Buccaneers. Did you see Cowboy fan going nuts like you did when you saw pick a team yesterday?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Like in the stands, just jumping up and down, celebrating like that?
They beat Tom Brady and got past they won a playoff game. It's like a Super Bowl for them.
Okay.
Since the 90s.
I just don't know that I felt that exuberance, but okay, if you did, then I'm wrong. And I can eat that.
I get what you're saying, though. I just think nothing is ever going to beat the NFL.
Well, nothing's going to beat the NFL in ratings. Nothing.
People live for
nothing,
the NFL,
so
just
nothing,
like college basketball.
So nothing can touch the NFL.
Yes.
Nothing. I disagree.
And also, most people get really into college basketball at this time of year because the NFL's over. A lot of people don't watch college basketball throughout the season.
All right, I think that's true.
But I'm not taking away from March Madness because
but
no, I'm just saying it's not above NFL.
I'm going to tell you, I think the excitement of this tournament.
Absolutely.
I think, first of all, I think this tournament's the best sporting event we got.
I just looked. It makes more money than the World Series now.
Yeah. No,
I mean, come on.
But again, how are we going to judge it? What is best? What makes the most money? What
Everyone's
going to ratings? I mean, I don't know. Edward decided it's what makes the most ratings. If it's what makes the most
ratings
money.
Is good. I just think NFL's 365.
Okay. And this tournament, the emotion of this tournament, the amount of people that get involved, and I think it's because of brackets. Now, fantasy football's done a lot for the NFL, but almost fantasy football's done when you get to the postseason. How does the NFL get everybody involved in the postseason like the college basketball has in the postseason? Brackets. Everybody's in.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's in.
And then you're in on teams you've never heard of.
Yeah. All right, Sean, you want to talk about the Aggies? Good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Sean.
Hey, good morning. Real quick, I'll take a Sweet 16 appearance for my alma mater over, the Niners winning the Super Bowl. That's just kind of where I stand. I think
Are you a
UConn
Niners
last
fan?
Year,
yeah, I've gotten
I think
both
beating UConn last year was one of the better sports moments I've had in years. Maybe that's because the Niners keep choking and destroying my soul. Anyway, talking about Hooten here. If the rumor's true, which I hope it's not, it's kind of a wet blanket for me. I mean, we're talking a guy who's been there for 13 years, only has 2 NIT appearances. When you have a fan base, a very vocal portion of the fan base, who was not a big Marvin Menzies fan, who went to 5 tournaments, 4 in a row, had 1 losing season, which was a 16-17 season, and that wasn't good enough. And you bring in a guy who has as many NCAA tournament appearances as me. I don't know. It's a safe and vanilla hire if it's true. but I think you have some better options out there as far as like Rice or Sprinkle, who have had, more recent success in the NCAA tournament. So, obviously I hope for the best if it's true, but not a very exciting hire to me.
No, I appreciate you. And I'm going to reset that for those of you who are not aware of what he's talking about. We talked earlier, New Mexico State, there's some reports out that they are close to signing or hiring a new head coach. And the reports are Jason Hooten out of Sam Houston. There was a New Mexico State plane that was in Huntsville, Texas last week. Hooten has been there a while, and he just gave you his resume. They lost yesterday in the NIT to North Texas, did Sam Houston. Sam Houston is moving to Conference USA with New Mexico State. They've never been to the NCAA tournament. They are set to join Conference USA, so he's gotten them to that point. It's an interesting hire. The names that he threw out there, the Dave Rice, the former UNLV coach, Danny Sprinkle, who's been at Montana State, and they just went to the NCAA tournament for the second year in a row. They were a 14 seed. They lost to Kansas State the other day. Those are some of the names that are out there that caller said that he likes better. But there are some reports, and again, nobody's verified them, and I've tried this morning too. I got no yes or no. But on Jason Hooten being the next head coach at at New Mexico State, reports that was one Aggie fan's response to where they go or what should they do. James, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, James.
Hey, good morning. I got two things. Okay. You were talking about all the NCAA and the NFL. You should go, and when your team makes it, when New Mexico goes to the NCAA tournament, go to it. Have fans go to it. It's electricity in the air. It's awesome. I mean, you have guys, you sit at the bar, you're talking, you all go to the game, you come back, your team wins. It's excitement. I mean, everybody's down at the bar having a good time, and then the team comes in, and then you meet some of the players. I met Aaron Aflalo, Russell Westbrook, Josh Shipp.
Yeah.
And it's excitement. It's awesome. And another thing, Singleton, he's good.
Oof.
We're all good. We're looking. We have a couple players that are from Vegas. It's gonna be good, and I think I see us advancing. So you guys have a good one, and go Bruins.
Later.
I was going to say he means the UCLA Bruins.
Yeah, of course. And Singleton is the player who turned his ankle, and it looked gnarly at the end of the game for UCLA. They get Gonzaga on the Sweet 16. So there's another guy who said, that said, I wonder where. So you're a Lobo, right? You graduated UNM?
No, but I'm from here, and I love the Lobos.
So
grew up here until I was 18, then left.
I wonder. So the caller before that, Sean, said I would rather. What did he say? I'm paraphrasing.
A Sweet 16 appearance over a Super Bowl? That's insane.
Is it?
Yes. Why do you settle for a Sweet 16?
All right. What about your team, your alma mater winning a national championship over your team winning a Super Bowl?
Well, I went to a specialty school, so that's not a good example.
No, it is for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it is for him. What if your specialty school went all Farley Dickinson on this and won the national championship?
I'd still rather want a Super Bowl.
Okay, I'm the other way. I'm the other way, man. I would rather, I think, see my alma mater win a national
I feel like as a fan, wouldn't you like? Why do you settle for just wanting to be a Sweet 16 team?
But I changed it to national championship.
A national champion. I still want a Super Bowl.
Okay, I'm the other way. But that was kind of supporting me a little bit, huh?
Yeah, look at that.
I just don't think it's as cut and dry. I'm not arguing.
Not
arguing with you when you say the NFL is king.
I think this is a good argument.
I'm not arguing with you when you say the NFL is the most popular sport in America, and it can't be touched in that. What I am saying is this tournament, the NCAA tournament, is the best sporting event we've got in our country, and the excitement level on a regular basis, to me, especially in the early rounds. Now, maybe not final game.
Yeah, you changed it to national championship, though, which is going to that might change people think. I'm just saying I don't settle for just getting a Sweet 16.
Lobo fan might.
Round second. Lobo, see, but but just like I can relate to that with my NFL team. Like, how many more times am I going to lose a first round playoff game? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I rather win a championship.
So I'm going to tell you that the right answer is whatever the person says. So if your right answer for you
yeah,
is,
there's
is
not
Super
wrong.
Bowl.
Yeah.
For Sean, the
It's
right
actually
answer.
a great conversation.
Well, for Sean, the right answer is college basketball. And I, you and Edward are telling me, Edward's a caller who just called, are telling me that the excitement of the NFL playoffs is way beyond all this. And I'm not sure I agree with that. And I think this involves way more people. And I think the biggest, more people are interested early because more people have a vested interest in the NCAA tournament because of the brackets. That's the beauty of fantasy football. Fantasy football created this whole nother level of interest in the NFL, and it was ingenious that they embraced it. But they've not found a way to do like a bracket challenge with this, where the NCAA, everybody, dude, tune in Good Morning America, put on CNN or Fox, or everybody's telling you about their damn bracket. That's the genius of this. And then you get the excitement you get, and you get the intensity in which they play, and you get the emotion. I love the NFL, man. But I think this is the best sporting event we've got in our country. What do you think? 505-246-0610 as you ring the phones. Mid-March. Late March? What the hell? We're in late March now. This is 20. Holy smoke. Spring starts today. The year moves along quickly, and things go undone, right? Don't let taking care of you go undone. Like, take care of you. Guys, if you're dealing with natural things, like fatigue, weight gain, depression, even erectile dysfunction, do yourself a favor and call NewMale. NewMale has helped thousands of men feel better. They're right here in Albuquerque. They help you deal with these things. You'll feel better. You'll perform better. So do it for you. Now, also for men and ladies, if you're dealing with hair loss, NewMale's your solution. Give them a call at 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 or online at NewMale, NUMALE.com. NewMale's professionals walk you through the options. You'll choose what's best for you. Platelet-rich plasma hair therapy that uses your own platelets, that stimulates your stem cells deep in your hair follicle. It stops hair loss, you regrow hair. FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser proven to regrow hair. NeoGraft hair transplants, which produce natural-looking results in less than a week, and there is no linear scarring. Guys, ladies, call NewMale at 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, or go online at NewMale.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dream Style Stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're #1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years.
Event we got in our country. Super Bowl's great. I didn't tell you the most popular. I didn't tell you the greatest ratings. I didn't tell you the most money. I think it's the best event we got. And I think more people get into it. And so it's kind of evolved into, would you rather your team started out, Sean said, I'd rather the Aggies, he's an Aggie alum, get to the Sweet 16 than the 49ers win the Super Bowl, which makes my point. All right. So it's kind of gotten into, would you rather your alma mater win the NCAA championship in basketball or the Super Bowl? And my contention is, I think the emotion and the fans and the players is insane. Now, Amory, I think if you got an alma mater, if you went to one of these schools that has a chance, I think your answer is going to be, I'd rather win the NCAA championship.
Yeah, because it started off as just going to the Sweet 16,
Yeah,
but maybe depending on what's more important to you, hoops. But
I'm going to tell you right now, my alma mater's in the Sweet 16, and the Rams won the Super Bowl a few years ago, and I'm not sure which one's. I think the Rams win the Super Bowl is a little better because we've been here before. Right, so this is the third
But
time.
you have a Super Bowl. I also think that's why, like Sean, Aggie fan, Lobo fan, they just want to go to the tournament, you know, and maybe, but also if they're Cowboy fan or whatever fan around
All
here.
right, well, let's see what you guys say. Does that say Duran?
Duran, yeah.
All right, Duran, you're on the Sports Animal. Good morning.
Hey, Jeff. I agree with you. I think I would rather have a national title than a Super Bowl. And,
who's your football team?
I think it's what's that?
Who's your football team?
Broncos.
All right, so you've had one, and are you a Lobo fan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, I'm a Lobo fan, but I'd also like to see, just because, for example, my daughter went to Colorado State.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Colorado State won the national title, I'd be happy for her.
Yeah.
And I think that would be just as exciting as you know. But I think people, excuse me, sometimes they get when they talk about which is better and stuff, the NFL or
college basketball,
the NCAA tournament is that they look at the college basketball season as a whole. And I think when you're talking about the tournament,
yes,
I think that's a lot more exciting than the NFL the whole season.
Right on.
When you compare the seasons together, yeah, maybe so.
Is he just saying this after a Nathaniel Hackett year, or are we talking before Nathaniel Hackett? Just kidding,
I'm
Duran.
talking all the time.
Okay, Duran.
No, Duran.
All right, Duran.
Hey, man, don't be a stranger. Appreciate the call.
All right, I would rather watch a Sweet 16 appearance too with the performance of Russell Wilson and Nathaniel Hackett
My
last
favorite
year.
part of that call, his daughter went to CSU, and he'd be that like the money he invested in CSU, right?
Yeah.
damn
Please
right.
win a.
Yeah, I'm in.
Please win a championship.
I know.
Okay.
Addie's on college tour right now.
Okay.
I wonder who my new favorite college is going to be. Right?
We'll see what happens with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson this year. And Duran, you call back next NCAA tournament.
But I wonder who my new favorite, right? Wherever she goes. My brother's kid goes to Oregon. He's all about the Ducks. I got an Oregon golf towel hanging off my bag now because he got that for me for Christmas.
So nice.
I wonder where I'm going next. Mike, you're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Mike.
Hey, how's it going this beautiful day?
Good. What's happening?
Hey, so I think it's kind of a tough question because if the Lobos have never even gone past 16, it would be easy to say, of course, them winning an NCAA tournament over my Broncos because they've won a few. But if you have someone who their college team has won a numerous amount, but their pro team has not,
I think that's right.
would probably answer differently.
Yeah.
So I would say emotionally, if you were to bottle up, if say your average arena is 20,000 in a basketball game, and you took bottled Kansas City fans and put the most fanatic 20,000 in the same arena, I would say the Kansas City would dominate the noise factor, the craziness, and everything else that goes with that college to pro game cheering. But even just emotionally, I mean, look at when a city pro team loses a game in a playoff. Look at the crime rate. I mean, look at the domestic violence.
Let's look at Philly.
Emotionally, I think they're pretty. I don't think that's going to be the same with the college team.
Thank goodness.
I think there's more victims.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's a fair point. No, I appreciate you, Mike. I appreciate it. There's a lot to this. I don't know that I've ever thought of it in these terms.
No,
and
I
I'm
love
not,
it.
By no means am I telling you the college basketball season is more intriguing, more exciting, more. And this doesn't diminish it. The NFL rules, right? And I think we all understand
Obviously.
that. All the metrics tell you that. All the ratings tell you that. And we all. And I agree with that. I mean, the NFL to me is. I think college football's regular season is the most exciting, but the NFL is the most exciting. It is, right? And you get stuff week in and week out if you pay attention to college basketball. That's really cool. But I'm not even going to sit here and pretend that I think the college basketball regular season holds a candle to the NFL's regular season. It doesn't. But what I'm telling you is I do believe the tournament, the way they do it, and it goes back to people telling me we're going to expand it to 96. We got to let everybody in. No, man. There's so much broke in this world. Go fix the stuff that's broken.
That's almost like participation trophies. Like, you just can't get everyone to bid just
Well-
because we have really good teams like Princeton right now going further. They've earned it. Like, and they did stuff during the regular season that some teams were on the bubble that couldn't make it. So guess what?
I just
win.
This
win
is
and get
not
in.
broken. Of everything we
It
got
is
to
not
fix in this
broken.
world, the NCAA tournament, leave it alone, please. It's so good. And it's so good every year. And we all sat around and watched it, and it's so good for so many reasons. The emotion of it, the shots, the coverage, the brackets, the Chuck Stop commercials, all of it, man. And in my opinion, and this is not belittling the NFL playoffs, because I love the NFL playoffs and I watch them, and I watch college football playoffs and I watch bowl. I love all that mess. That's why I do what I do. but I think it's the best sporting event we got in our country. And it involves so many people. It lasts for 3 weeks. And when your alma mater's involved, and I just, you guys could tell me if I'm wrong. And there's something about it, right? Aggie fan, it's been a long time, but when you won a game last year. Remember how, like, for those 2 damn days, they won a game in the NCAA tournament, man. They were flying. Lobo fan, you remember winning a game? You beat Montana, right? You remember how that felt? There's something to it. There's something to the emotion. And my contention is that it's the best sporting event in our country. And the question, Avery, has evolved into, would you rather your team, and I think the last caller's perspective is so right. If your team's the Chiefs, like if you're a Chiefs fan and a Lobo fan, all right, I've already done that. Damn it, you're damn right I want to win a national championship in basketball. But if you're a Patriots fan and an Aztec fan, right? Well, I want national championship. But if you're a Jaguars fan and a Kansas fan, you want NFL, right? I think that sways it. But what would you rather win? Would you rather see your alma mater? Let's just say, what if I even gave you this? What if I put it Final Four? Go to the Final Four.
What do you, Aaron Rodgers, going to keep going to NFC championships and losing?
Yeah, that's right.
Gosh.
Dude, if
you want to win a ship.
If the Lobos go to the Final Four, they're going to build a stinking statue. Don't you think?
I mean, I would hope so.
It's fun conversation. I'll read you what you have to say. This is really kind of cool. Jeff is saying he'd what? All right, I'll let you. That's because his team has never done this. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at U.S. Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with U.S. Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years.
Super Bowl, your team. I think this one is interesting. It says Jeff is saying, and I didn't say this, but okay. Jeff is saying he'd rather have his college team win the championship. Well, maybe I did.
Well, it started with Sweet 16, by the way.
Jeff is saying he'd rather have his college team win the championship rather than his NFL team win a Super Bowl, likely because his college team has never sniffed a natty. And I think that's right? I think you want both, right? I want both.
You want it all.
And so kind of the team I like, the team I grew up rooting for won a Super Bowl 2 years ago. And so, yeah, I'd love to feel the other one too. So, yeah, I think that's part of it. That was on the text line. I got a bunch more there. Emails coming in. This one says from Telus for Lobo fans, Jeffy, a Sweet 16 would be celebrated far more than Dallas Cowboys or Denver Broncos walking out of Sam Boyd Stadium with the championship in 2024. I think he's right. Lobo fans would lose their minds if they won a championship, and way more than if the Cowboys or the Broncos, whoever their NFL team is. How long have you suffered? How long have you Jack says NCAA observations. Jeff, a team led by 5'10 or 5'11 guards can win a game, but they aren't making deep runs. When was the last Sweet 16 without Puke, North Carolina, Kentucky, or Louisville? Don't know. How many times are you going to get asked the next 3 days about the health of your Bruins? How many times do you think I got text the other night when UCLA's playing saying, well, you're coaching a hell of a game, or what are you doing on my TV? Or I get at least 3 a game And usually 2 from someone new who just realized I look like Mick Cronin.
Okay, so Jeff, I will say we share some of the same lawyers, and that's the first thing they said when I met with them the other day. They hear me on the radio with Nick Cronin.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. My mom's like, yeah, I first thought that too. But not when they zoom in close, it's not you. Yeah, no, I know it's not me, Mom.
Your doppelganger, as we call it these days.
AC says, morning, Jeff. Last week I emailed that the Mountain West should be in one big league. San Diego State would be the only team to win a game. They won 2 and a chance for 3. However, that will not be the case anymore. Once SCSU leaves for the Pac-12 or whatever number they end up with, UNM better enjoy this because they are the next whack. I don't know that I think that's right either. Like San Diego State is the power team in this league. San Diego State is,
and they have been for a while.
Yeah, but if they leave, and I think when they leave, I don't think this league just takes a dump. Now, are they as good as they are now? No, because the best team left. But the best teams left before, and they've crawled back up quite a bit. Losing San Diego State, like I told you with BYU, man, there's no way you can tell me the league's better without BYU. There's no way you're going to tell me the league's better without San Diego State, but they'll survive. It's the opening drive. Would you rather win a national championship at hoops or have your team win the Super Bowl? On 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Too strong. It's going to be a rebound there by Brown. Brown gets it in. Bucket there by Alter.
Crossover for Jackson. Salas steals the rebound and finds a cutting Mitchell at the rim.
Great move.
It's almost even in the foul territory, and the Cueva looking to take advantage. Said Yates draws the foul, and one opportunity is said, gives the muscles down.
And it's 11-4, 38. Another turnover by Rio Grande. Montoya off the glass, up and in, back-to-back layups for the Demons.
Stolen away again by Valdez. Valdez is going to bring it out.
Valdez has to have around 3 or 4 steals. 3 by Mays.
Bingo! That one rattles in for Alyssa Mays, and the All-District Player of the Year has 12.
Penetrates, no foul call. Rodriguez lines one up and knocks down the 3. First basket of the night.
It out.
Look at this deep 3.
Wow! That was from NBA range.
What a steal. Stevison 2-on-1. Gets up. Gets it in.
He doesn't use it. Comes back out to Dominguez, who takes a 3. Boom! There's that man, Superman.
Turns, shoots off. Oh, wow. He made that.
Wow. That was crazy. That was a crazy shot.
Has everybody on him. Now he got open.
Open look for a 3, and that's what he does. A 3 for Denaclaw. His first bucket of the game. And that's a 3, and it'll count at the buzzer.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier. like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services.
Drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, A. Marie Castillo, and J.J. Bob.
All right, so a couple things up front. All y'all's brackets are busted. Like not just yours and yours and yours, but all y'all's are busted. Like there were like no perfect brackets left in the ESPN and CBS bracket pools by like midday on day 2. So that's cool. Everybody's bracket's busted, but that's why you care. We're having a really, really fun conversation this morning. I don't know that I've ever had this one. I've told you, and many of you agree with me, and many of you don't, and that's cool, that I think the NCAA tournament is the best, most exciting sporting event we got in our country. I didn't say the most popular. I didn't say the best ratings. I didn't say that. To me, it's the best thing we got. Don't try to fix this. Don't add teams to it. Don't tweak it. It's beautiful. I'm giving you a lot of reasons why. You love your alma mater. You all have a bracket. Everybody's involved. Everybody cares. The surprises. And yeah, when it gets down to next weekend and probably 2 weekends, we go to Houston for the Final Four. You're going to have some big names, and it'll still be really good, and we're still going to watch. But it involves everybody. And if I say it's better, I think it's more exciting than the NFL playoffs. Doesn't mean the NFL playoffs aren't good. If you like Kobe better than LeBron or LeBron better than Michael, it doesn't mean the other one's not good. But the conversation is interesting, and it's evolved into: would you rather your team, your alma mater, win a national championship, or your football team win a Super Bowl? Would you rather your alma mater go to the Final Four? Right? Where is it? And it's been really, really, really interesting. 505-246-0610. Have you been surprised where some of the sentiment has leaned?
No.
All right. It's
with the market we're in. No.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Robert, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Robert.
Hi, good morning. I was thinking, with the NCAA, it's so much more personal simply because every community, every state can have a team, that you can root for. You sit here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, there's no NFL team that I really care for. I mean, I'm not the biggest NFL fan, but the Lobos are your local team, and that's why I think the NCAA, to me, is so much more exciting. I can glom onto the Denver Broncos, but I'd rather the Lobos beat the Aggies than the Denver Broncos win the Super Bowl. And that's how I feel. And when you watch this, they show the people in the stands. I mean, you don't see that emotion in any sport. I mean, where you see mothers crying and kids just crying after their team loses, or how happy people can be just for winning a first-round game. I mean, you don't see that emotion in the NFL. At least I don't, or anywhere else. It's just so such a great event.
Robert, appreciate you. It's a great point, and thank you for the call. So I think he's right. I think the towns in New Jersey, Princeton, Farley Dickinson, yeah, they're probably Knick fans or they're Giant fans or Jet fans. those towns got something different now, right? I'm looking at who's left. Arkansas. What? I mean, what's the NFL team in Arkansas? Is it the Falcons? Yeah, but they got Woo Pig Sooie now, man. Woo Pig Sooie. Spokane, Washington. That's Seahawks country. But they got Gonzaga. That place is going nuts. Kansas State, Manhattan, Kansas. Yeah, they're probably Chiefs fans. But his point's legit. It really localizes fan bases. Those smaller groups that all of a sudden look at us, man. We're on the big stage, pounding their chests a little bit. There's something different about it now. Now, if you're there every year, if you're Duke, you're okay. Maybe you take it for granted a little bit. But there's something different, and when it's your alma mater, and when you can literally right? You can the Cowboys, but you never played for the Cowboys. But when you can the Lobos, you went to school there, man. You got your degree. You got something hanging in your office that says University of New Mexico. You can the hell out of that. Right? When you can actually legitimately it, I think there's something to it as well. Mike, you're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Mike?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. What's up?
I wanted to say that I think I'd rather have the Super Bowl.
Cool.
I think it kind of depends on what team you're a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you didn't experience the whole LA Rams thing.
Yep.
No, it might be a different answer. I'm a Browns fan, so I would go Super Bowl. Plus
fair.
my alma mater's TVI.
No, I get it. I think it's all perspective, right? I think you're right. You know the Browns thing that certainly hadn't been in your lifetime or ever for that matter. So yeah, that would be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Can Deshaun Watson take us to the promised land?
I mean,
no pun intended.
No.
What do I think? I think not. How about that?
I think that Brown fan, you keep being realistic and keep rooting for that Super Bowl.
Mike, don't be a stranger. We're going to talk some Browns.
I mean, we can get into that too if you'd like.
Yeah. All right, good to hear you, Mike. Thanks.
Are the Lobos ever going to win a national championship?
By the way, but Amer, he's so dead on. He's so dead on. That's why I started this whole thing off. The right answer is whatever you think, right? The right answer for him, I went to TVI, so we're never going to win a national championship, and I'm a Browns fan. So, man, my whole life, I want him to win a damn. Okay, you're right. I'm 100% down with you. And he's right, because the Rams thing. Yeah, no, I did. And it'd be really cool to experience all of it. I want to
But even if you didn't go to college, and you brought up points like if you live in Washington or you live in Kansas, you live in live in North Carolina. Yeah, that's what you grew up and you lived in that environment. And basketball's a great thing we have going on in New Mexico. Always has been, whether it's high school or college. It's just we've never been to the elite level.
I'll give you Spokane, and I know Spokane, or at least I used to. It's a wonderful community, super, super tight-knit community. Right? Spokane's the second largest city in the state of Washington, but they're all the way across across the Cascades. Might as well be a different world. But they're Seahawks, Mariners. They were Sonics, right? I'm sure they're into the Kraken now. But when you centralize, like they love Washington State, and that's 45 minutes down the road in Pullman. But now Gonzaga, and I'm going to tell you, Gonzaga's put Spokane on the map. Some people still call it Spokane because that's how it's spelled. But put it on the map. I think there's something special about whatever it is, and it's your perspective. It's really cool. Some of your emails are really good. Some of them are really good. And let me hit the text line as well. And the text line is 505-246-0610. For the record, Jeff, not everyone who roots for UNM went to UNM. Many went to Walmart and bought a T-shirt. No, I get it. But there's not one.
That's what you just said, though. It's a community thing.
Yeah. There's not one thread on this, man. But that's why I'm going to contend the college thing is such a big deal. The community thing is such a big deal. Even those people who went to Walmart and bought the T-shirt.
I know. Well, I don't want to get into this too, but college what do you think is bigger, college football or college basketball?
So I think college football is bigger, but I think the tournament's bigger than the college
championship
playoff. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I think the numbers bear it out, right? College football is the second most popular sport in our country. But this tournament, look, they got this right, man. And this is going to be hard to replicate anywhere. And I know they're trying to do it with the extended playoffs, but they got this right. That's where this whole conversation started. This is me saying I think this is the best sporting event we have. Text line, obviously. All right, so now you just misstepped, Jeff, saying how great UNM fans would be if their basketball team just made it to the Final Four. Didn't NMSU make it to the Final Four? Obviously, one team's making it far enough to cheer about is a self-centered endeavor. Well, sure it is. Sure it is. Lobos beat Montana but didn't cover the spread, then lost to Washington. By the way, did you catch the end of
Gonzaga TCU?
Oh,
that 4.5 spread? Of course I did, Jeff. I'm the basic better of the sports
which
animal.
side were you on?
I had TCU covering.
Well, then you win.
I know.
If you didn't watch it, there were 7/10
I'm more
of a
about an
second
underdog
to go.
to get the points.
7/10 of a second to go. Gonzaga makes 2 free throws. They're up by 6. And everybody stopped playing except for one dude. And they rolled the ball. Guy picked it up just inside a half court, and within 7/10 of a second, picked it up and threw in a 3. And instead of winning by 6, Gonzaga won by 3. The spread was 4.5. Like, if you were sitting in a sports book in Vegas, it would be something, right? You got to understand it. Either the agony or the thrill of that, depending on which side you're on. But that is, if you were on Gonzaga, that is a kick to the tomatoes that you felt in your
And he
esophagus.
really just, like, threw it up.
Picked
you,
it up
you
and
knew the
flipped
game
it.
was over, but it was just like,
Picked it up and flipped it. No, your tomatoes are caught in your larynx, and it hurts forever. 505-246-0610. David, you're on the Sports Animal. Good morning.
A couple of things that kind of are obviously impactful in the tournament is ultimately every chance that the small team goes big. And the argument was, when will ever a 16 team beat a 1? But the next thing that's kind of more prevalent in today's parity world and trade-off of player from player to team is, when will a higher than 7 seed win the tournament? Because the last team to do that was Villanova.
Yeah,
and
that
I
was
think
back
that's
in
the next earth-shattering moment, meaning, because that's the rub. Every team that's in it wants to go, because what we're talking about is two separate things: the best team or a national championship. Ultimately, take Dodgers Nationals baseball, where the Nationals beat the Dodgers. Everybody says, well, that shouldn't have happened, but they won. I mean, it's a debate between, does a championship confer the best team or just a title winner?
It confirms the champion. And I said that a million times. Not always is the champion the best team, but they're the champions, right? Like the Patriots, the year that they were undefeated and they lost to the Giants. I think most people believe the Patriots were the better team, but they didn't win the championship. No, but that's why you have playoffs.
And to your question about which do you want your teams to win, ultimately the Super Bowl, whatever, I happen to have 8 favorite football teams. 3 of them have either not gone to the Super Bowl or won it. The Vikings, the Chargers, or the Lions. Yeah. And ultimately the other ones are kind of among the winningest. So the 49ers and the Steelers, the rest have won. So my answer to that question is, I want the Detroit Lions to win the Super Bowl. And 2 of my favorite teams are college-wise, Stanford and Michigan. But ultimately they might have either won. I don't really follow them that well. In which case, if they win the same year, okay. Ultimately, I think the impact of the tournament, although it's exhausting, 2 games into the tournament, I was always thinking, okay, there's too much basketball. I'm experiencing basketball fatigue. And then there's 16 games, and then 8 games, and then another 2 to 3 days. So it's kind of fatiguing.
I see that too. No, David, appreciate the call. Thanks. I kind of got the fatigue a little midday yesterday too. I get that. By the way, Michigan and Stanford. Michigan has won. That was that Fab 4 team, coached by Steve Fisher and Brian Dutcher. I get that. I got a little fatigued yesterday. I think it's all in the eye of the beholder. I don't think there's a wrong answer. But I think what we've proven is it's not as obvious as those who are NFL want to believe. I think that there's a good faction of people who kind of where I am. And again, if you're going to ask me, what would I rather watch? I get to watch one or the other, NFL or college basketball. I'm on the NFL, and I think most of you are, not all of you, especially in this market. But I do believe that this tournament is the best sporting event we've got, and I think it played out again this weekend. And you may tell me, well, just for that weekend. Okay, all right. And does it get different? And that's my opinion. And that's the beauty of opinion. 505-246-0610. But where are you? I got all kinds of wonderful opinions on this that I'm going to share with you. Meanwhile, the women's tournament is pretty good as well. They had a gigantic upset there. It's not just on the men's side. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Win tickets to the Ty Murray Invitational at the Pit.
Too strong. It's going to be a rebound there by Brown. Brown gets it in. Bucket there by Alter.
Crossover for Jackson. Salas steals the rebound and finds a cutting Mitchell at the rim.
Great move.
It's almost even in the foul territory, and the Cueva looking to take advantage. Said Yates draws the foul, and one opportunity is said, gives the muscles down.
And it's 11-4, 38. Another turnover by Rio Grande. Montoya off the glass, up and in, back-to-back layups for the Demons.
Oh, it's thrown away again by Valdez. Valdez is going to bring it out.
Valdez has to have around 3 or 4 steals. 3 by Mays.
Bingo! That one rattles in for Alyssa Mays, and the All-District Player of the Year has 12.
Penetrates, no foul called. Rodriguez lines one up and knocks down the 3. First basket of the night.
Has to back it out.
Look at this deep 3.
Wow! That was from NBA range.
What a steal. Stevison 2-on-1, gets up, gets it in.
He doesn't use it. Comes back out to Dominguez, who takes a 3. Boom! There's that man, Superman.
Turns, shoots off. Oh,
Wow.
he made that.
Wow. That was crazy. That was a crazy shot.
Has everybody on him. Now he got open.
Open look for a 3, and that's what he does. A 3 for Dennerclaw. His first bucket of the game. And that's a 3, and it'll count at the buzzer.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact.
All right, there was other stuff going on over the weekend. The Valspar was good. The golf was good. New Mexico United opened their season with a 1-0 victory on the road in Miami. They come home with 3 points. So that was nice. Lobo baseball up in Fresno took 1 out of 3. Lobo women lose last night. That's where JJ is on the way home. Knocked out of the WNIT, 67-56. Washington beat them. Lobos were up 10-0 going into the fourth. Not 10-0. They were up by 10 going into the fourth. And then a 12-0 run by Washington put it away. Vienna Cumber had 20 points for New Mexico. They end the season 21-13. Men's NIT, that Utah Valley team that came into the pit last week and beat the Lobos, that you all were having a problem with, and I understand. They went up to Colorado, into Boulder, beat the Pac-12's Colorado Buffaloes 81-69. They will advance to the final 8 of the NIT, while Utah Valley play at home against Cincinnati. How about that, huh? I mean, where'd that come from? Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and A. Marie. The number to get in today is 505-246-0610. Your emails come in, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. We're having this conversation about the NCAA basketball tournament. I say it never disappoints. And it is, to me, the best sporting event we have in our country. That doesn't mean any of the others aren't great. Super Bowl is great. World Series is great. Masters is great. The Derby's great. To me, this is it delivers every year. Everybody gets involved. You got brackets, and then the emotion, the upsets. I think it's wonderful. Doesn't mean it's not knocking the NFL. You guys are all over this. The NFL, it says, does not have an 85-year-old cheering for their alma mater. NCAA beats the NFL hands down. NCAA beats the NFL hands down. Ditto on getting to the Sweet 16 versus winning a Super Bowl with your favorite team. That's from 1044. You say the Rams won. Now they stink, and that's okay. How many years of stink have the St. Louis Rams experienced between Super Bowl wins? How much more stink is in their future? It's okay because I have to deal with it. I mean, it's not like I got to do it, right? This is a whole other question for another day. Would you take a Super Bowl win and then 5-6 years of stink?
Yes.
Or would you rather be the Cowboys every year thinking you're on the precipice and never getting one?
Yes.
But that's a whole other.
That's a whole other conversation.
This says every year the Steve Alford years forward, meaning 4 NCAA appearances. You've been the higher seed every game, including the game after the first game. Stop the hate. Not sure who's hating on what. I don't know that I understand that. And this one says, I think a lot of it depends on whether your primary sport is basketball or your primary sport's football. I think that's probably right, too. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I just love the conversation on this and where y'all have gone. Jim, you're on the Sports Animal. Good day, Jim.
Yeah, John Madden always said that winning was a really good deodorant.
Mm-hmm.
So that stinking for a long time and then winning, that's fine. That's
amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Lions fan. I hope they win. They've stunk for a long time. They win. Hey,
give me one.
I'll be really happy. If they stink the next year, so what?
Give me one.
I was happy for
that's right.
for
I feel you,
Matt
my man.
Stafford to win a Super Bowl. Yeah. But anyway, I call about college. The NCAA tournament is by far to me the most fun there is as far as sports in any given year. And sure, I love the NFL. I love college football, but just that whole one and done thing. And then Fairleigh Dickinson, the topic of conversation for everyone. Going into the season, everybody knew that Merrimack wasn't eligible to go to the tournament. So I'm not buying this whole they shouldn't even be there. They should be there because everybody knew the rules. But here's a fact. I heard this on the radio yesterday. Did you know that they have another campus that has a separate basketball team? That Fairleigh Dickinson actually has 2 basketball teams?
Did not know that.
They have the Knights, and then they have the Devils, which are Division III.
Did
not. That was interesting. They're about 30 miles apart.
No, did not.
I've never heard that. Like all the big schools we know that have campuses elsewhere don't have other basketball teams.
No,
but
that's cool. Did not know that, man.
But I was watching. I've watched like every game I could. I tell you what, UConn. My God.
Yeah, look out.
I watched them with Arkansas. They were down, and they came back, and they're just so big, so huge. I mean, Arkansas would look gigantic next to the Lobos. The UConn team is just, my God. And like I said, that's going to be a tough game for whoever wins.
Arkansas gets them
UCLA.
next. Yeah, I agree with that. No, I appreciate you, Jim. That's a great call. Thank you. UConn was the second to last unbeaten after the Lobos.
Yep.
And they kind of down the stretch. I don't want to say they faltered. They were 25-8. And I just another one of those teams where I just played the trends and missed on them, because you look at them and they are phenomenal.
Miami looks good too. That's another team I like right now.
Yeah. And again, another team that I thought had injuries coming down the stretch and was a little concerned about. All right, let me hit you with this email. And again, these are coming in at Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. But JJ's not here today, so he'll get it tomorrow. It's kind of like my Android phone, right? By the way, I was just getting coffee. You know what I heard?
What?
That UCLA coach could be your brother.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
I know, man. I hear it all the time. All right, Grady said, invasion of the butts. Sports excitement measures of the OD and the AM. My apologies in advance. This might be a bit controversial. We all say, or at least a lot of us say, that we love the excitement of sports. And I'd argue that a lot of that excitement has to do with chance. The fact that, for the most part, we don't know the outcomes of sporting events. And because of that, we as fans root and cheer and sit in the same spots, eat the same things, etc., all in attempts to somehow influence an outcome we're not sure about. That's exciting. And with that, I agree with the XTV guy in saying that the NCAA men's basketball tournament is the most exciting sporting event in the country, period, full stop. In my opinion, that excitement has to do with not knowing the outcomes and without fail every year being shocked by some of the outcomes. That's awesome. And like Jeff said, just look at all the busted bracket coverage on the non-sports news. I don't have any personal ties to any professional sports franchise, and therefore do not root for professional sports teams like I do for my college alma mater, nor will I ever say we when referring to pro sports team, but that's a different topic for a different show. I'm fortunate enough, it continues, to have two alma maters, Arizona and UNM. When those schools do well in any sport, I'm pumped. And on the flip side, when the heartbreaking and depressing losses and seasons come, I feel them. I am a Wildcat and a Lobo. Now, here's the controversial part. I think some people don't really like or want chance. They want to be told who's the best, and then they hook up their fandom wagons accordingly. I laugh every year when the buts come up with all these sorts of scientific reasons that an upset happened, when in reality, they're looking for ways to save face because they were wrong. And so are the experts. Sometimes the best team isn't who we've been told is the best team. I understand uncertainty makes some people uncomfortable, but to those people, all I'll say is uncertainty is the core definition of sport. Otherwise, you go to WWE. It's entertaining and fun and totally scripted theater. Just now leaving the Pecos Victory Parade, Grady and Santa Fe by way of U of A, UNM, Manzano, and Pecos High School. It's really interesting. So is it controversial to say that the buts are, they won, but here's why. He was injured. Or they didn't take him seriously. I remember when Utah beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl years ago, when Utah was still the Mountain West. Yeah, but Alabama didn't want to be there. Yeah, but they looked past him. Yeah, but... Goes back to David's point earlier, a caller today. Sometimes champions aren't always the best team. And there are a lot of front runners who just say, nope, I only want to see the best, right? There's a lot of people who, oh, nope, just give me Kentucky, Duke, Carolina, and UCLA every year in the Final Four. I only want to see that. Yeah, I just want to see the best players are in the NBA. That might be true. But this is still pretty damn good theater, pretty damn good competition, terrific suspense. I mean, I really agree with it. I agree with his email, but he agrees with my point, so that's why we agree. And he and I rarely agree. It's not scripted, man. Wouldn't you say you get more surprises in this than you do in the NFL?
Yes.
Now, maybe not at the end. I think by the time we hit the end, what do we have? The 2 1 seeds this year, right?
Yes.
In the Super Bowl? And 2 1 seeds are knocked out in this. The answer is whichever one you like, man. But it's been good conversation. It's been good conversation. Okay, 505-246-0610. I do need to tell you about that big upset in the women's tournament. It wasn't just the men's tournament. I will get you that when we come back. because this one was, I don't know if it was an all-timer, but it's pretty damn close to an all-timer. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Telling it like it is.
Daniel Jeremiah.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine. Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what? Seth?
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say, people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls.
Stand by. Coming up here at 9:43. Got a couple. What was it? 2 tickets for the Ty Murray Invitational?
Yes,
Up in the pit.
sir.
We'll do that today. Tomorrow we'll do it at 7:43. Tomorrow morning. Today at 9:40. All right. Not only were the upsets in the men's side. Holy smokes! So usually, do you fill out a women's NCAA bracket ever?
I will be honest with you. No, I don't. But I pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah, I do periodically. ESPN will send over a challenge, like in our department at ESPN, and if I have time, I'll click it and fill it out. And I usually go all chalk, just because that tournament's always all chalk. For the first time since 2009, however, a number 1 seed in the women's bracket did not get to the Sweet 16. So typically you could just put the 1 seeds through. They host the first 2 rounds, right? That's how that tournament's set up. They host them and then they go to the regionals. And Stanford got beat 54-49 by Ole Miss yesterday up in Palo Alto. Stanford became the first number 1 seed since 2009 to fail to reach the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. They had not been eliminated in the second round since 2007. 14 straight Sweet 16 appearances for Stanford. That's the 3rd best overall behind, you would guess it, UConn and Tennessee. They won the 2021 title. They'd been to 2 consecutive Final Fours. They are out. It's one of the biggest upsets in a while. But Ole Miss is your winner there. So you got a little upsets going on everywhere. Conversation has been the tournament. I told you I think it's the most exciting, the best sporting event we got in our country. That doesn't diminish anything else. It doesn't mean I don't love the NFL playoffs. Doesn't mean I don't love college football bowl season or the Masters or the Derby or any. It's where I am. And a lot of you are agreeing. And I brought it up for 2 reasons. A, because it validates itself every stinking year. Like every year it validates itself. And secondly, because there's these whispers, and I don't even think they're whispers anymore. There's talk about expanding it. Well, we got to expand it to 96. Or we got to 124. And I'm like, no. Like, there are so many things that are broken in this world. There are so many things that are broken in college athletics. Go fix the stuff that's broken. But please, for the love of God, leave this NCAA tournament alone. They expanded it to 68, which was a minor tweak a few years back. And it added the first 4. And I know, and you're right when it comes to this. You'll tell me, but Jeff, you didn't like any of this expansion. You didn't like the wild cards, baseball. You're right. And I've come around to it, and it's made the end of the season more exciting. This tournament is so good, man. I don't want to tell you it's perfect, but it's damn near. Go fix the stuff that needs to be fixed. And don't break what isn't broke. Does that make sense? I mean,
yes.
How would adding however many more teams to get it to 96 or whatever, how would that make it better?
It doesn't.
Rutgers, and you had Rutgers and Carolina and New Mexico, and I don't know, would Utah Valley have gotten in finally? They wouldn't have, would they? They still wouldn't have freaking gotten in. Terry, how you feeling?
Terry.
Oh, we're surviving here. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, A-Marie. I've watched the last 33 NCAA tournaments. KU's been in all of them, and I've had to see them lose in 31 of the 33, so it's part of life.
You got those two. You got those two.
Jeez.
You got those 2, though, right? I mean, those 2 were worth the other 31, weren't they?
Oh, well, no, and that's why I feel greedy when you had your statement of, well, which do you like better? I'm going, as a Patriots fan and as KU fan,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them both win.
You don't count.
Yeah. It's like, so that, but it is the emotion of the NCAA. That's what I always thought. Yes, the NBA players are better, but when you see them, you see Musselman jump up on there and take off his shirt and everything, and their fans go wild. It is part of it. I had sent JJ an email Friday night because it was year 96 in the pit where Western Carolina had a last-second shot from just inside midcourt. Again, as the 16 seed to beat Purdue, and watching that game in person, and seeing as the whole crowd had turned to become Western Carolina fans. So, you know, it happens in that. The upset, people go on. You know, Coach K is considered the most amazing coach, and he won 5 in 40 years. So that's roughly 12% winning percentage of titles, and that's considered great. So that's part of it. Different teams win. One statement tied to KU in Arkansas was Mike Francella back in '91. Norman Richardson was coaching Arkansas, and they referred to it as 40 minutes of hell.
Yep.
And KU beat them in the Elite Eight, and he came out and he said, KU turned 40 minutes of hell into 20 minutes of heck.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have it. So sometimes you're on the good end, sometimes you're not. Props to you and your Aztecs because, a couple years ago with COVID, your team could have made a serious run. That year was KU's probably its most talented team since 2008, but things didn't get to happen. So, you know, we move on that way. Now, not trying to be light, but it was in '89 when Michigan won. Frieder, their coach, got fired because he had accepted the Arizona State job, and that's when, they took over.
Schembechler said, I want a Michigan man coach in Michigan, and Frieder's not a Michigan man, so that's when he promoted Steve Fisher. Yep, and he won the title with that team. Yep.
Yeah, he took them on the title, so they did that, and so it happens on years. So,
but another
I
great
might
story.
Go back. Yeah, so it has it. We both have the same 3 still left for the Final Four. I guess since you call him Farley Dickinson, I can call him Gonzaga, or instead of Gonzaga.
Call him whatever you
so
want.
Fairleigh Dickinson or Angie Dickinson or whichever. But to see that, my daughter actually texted me, said, "Are you watching this?"
People don't know.
And you know, it's the highs of one side and the lows of another.
That's how it is.
So
Terry.
it goes on, and maybe someday. That's why I did hope. I'm not tied that much to UNM, but I always wish they could because seeing it in your voice or hearing it in your voice, Jeff, just your excitement of your team making a Sweet 16 and moving on.
It's good, man.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. It's good, and it's fun when it happens, and it's sad when it doesn't. But we will live on and fight another day.
Yes,
and like
you
I
will,
said,
Terry.
I just hope Coach Hope gets better. So you guys have a
See you,
safe
man.
day. Take care.
All
Bye-bye.
right, so so much there. You know what I was thinking? All right, a couple of things. I tell you, you always love your alma mater, right? You just do. If you spent 4, 5, 6, 12, however
No matter
many,
where it is.
you got those times you love it. I'm not super fan. I'm just not, especially doing what I do. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Was there a piece on Saturday morning when San Diego State went to the Sweet 16 that I was like, wow, this is a good day? Yeah. You always love your alma mater. Now, look, man, I've got a good affection for the University of New Mexico. I've been here 27 years. And there's at New Mexico State, too, right? I've been accused of being a honk and a hater for both of those teams. I got a good affection for both of them, and I root for – there's good people at both those places. Like, I want New Mexico to do well. I want New Mexico State to do well. But, yeah, there was a feel, like Terry said, when your alma mater does something. But I was just thinking as he was saying things, right? And he talked about Bill Frieder stepping down and the Fab Five winning. Somebody else just talked about Villanova winning in '85 when they beat Georgetown, which was at Raleigh Massimino, and you got these images burnt in your head. Even if you were alive or not in '83, you've seen Valvano running around. You've seen that play here at the pit so many times. I will ask you this: don't you think there's as many iconic, burnt in your mind memories of the NCAA tournament as there are Super Bowl moments, if not more?
That's a tough question,
Keith
Jeff.
Smart hitting the baseline winner for Indiana. The Butler against Duke. What was his name? Gordon. Hayward. Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
When he threw the half-court shot that almost beat Duke. To me, there's so many moments, and even the UMBCs, the Fairleigh Dickinsons, the Tyus Edney beating Missouri in '95, the year they won the championship at UCLA, in the first round, going coast to coast to beat the buzzer to win the first round game. Like, there's a million memories burnt in my mind, and there's a lot in the NFL too. Don't get me wrong, but those memories, and then to his point, the emotion, the tears you see in the first round, second round, what it means. Love what you love. I think everything's great. I mean, that's why we do what we do. Sports is great. But I today's theme, and I'm even more convinced now than when I first said it back in the 7 o'clock hour, that this is the best sporting event we have, the most exciting sporting event in our country. And it doesn't belittle the NFL playoffs, none of it. But it is year in and year out, it delivers. And I feel more convicted on that today, now than I did 2 hours ago, because of what y'all have been saying. I got more for you and why. I want to get you some injury updates. The big one is UCLA's Singleton, who turned that ankle. And you want to give away some tickets right now to go see the Ty Murray Invitational?
Yes. 2
tickets, Ty Murray Invitationals at the Pit. It's this weekend. What do you got? Caller number?
9.
Caller 9. 505-246-0610. Caller 9. You win 2 tickets to go see the Ty Murray Invitational. Next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future and get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and
the Sports Animal.
All right, tickets are gone.
Tickets are gone. Stop calling. I mean, call us, but not for the tickets.
All right, the tickets are gone. All right, coaching news. This is Pete Thamel and Jeff Borzello on ESPN. Georgetown is expected to hire Providence head coach Ed Cooley. All right, so what does that mean? He's going to go Big East school to Big East school. There's a little bit more money there. He's going from Providence. Ed Cooley, very well respected. Also in the Big East, Rick Pitino is in what is being said to be serious conversations with St. John's. It's his if he wants it, according to, again, Thamel and Borzello on ESPN. So what does this all mean to you? And look, I'm not looking – I don't want this to happen. I'm just telling you. I'm looking, okay, what are the names up for the Providence job? And everywhere I look, it's kind of the same three names. Billy Donovan. Which would make a, I mean, if you can get them, you can get them. And look, they're living. They want to think it's a great job, and it probably is. They want to think it's a great job. It's Chris Mack and Richard Pitino. Those are the three names I'm seeing in a lot of places. Donovan has been out for a while. There's some talk about, call Jay Wright. Would Jay Wright want to get back in? What we're just talking about your alma mater. You always kind of love your alma mater, right?
Yes.
I don't know if there's any conversation at all. I'm not looking to start rumors. I'm just telling you what's out there. That's all. And Richard went to Providence, and wouldn't that be something? Him and his dad in the same league. I mean,
yes.
I'm just saying. But we'll see. But those are the names that, I mean, I can't, like every article I go to, everything I go like, who's the next? Who's on Providence's list? Donovan and Mack seem to be the first two. And then Pitino. So we'll see where this goes. Hopefully for Lobo fan, it goes nowhere. For Richard, if that's what he wants, we'll see. But boy. All right. So we get no hoops. I get NIT all week, right?
Well, yes. So today, obviously besides some NBA, you have the college basketball invitational. And then tomorrow, you will get NIT.
Okay.
You'll get 2 NIT games. North Texas against Oklahoma State and Wisconsin versus Oregon.
All right. Text line 505-246-0610. Another thing I forgot to mention, it says, before COVID, only 115 ever reached the Sweet 16. A 15 seed has reached the Sweet 16 the last 3 years. It's transfer portal. It says Fairleigh Dickinson just ended their season ranked 268 in KenPom. I thought it was lower. The Lobos were KenPom 294 at the end of last year. Lobos ended 65 this year. Things are looking up. Okay. This one says, no, people don't always like their alma mater. As a New Mexico native and a UNM grad, I'm quite critical of Lobo sports, thinking they fall way short of expectations due to a large gap dividing the wants of fans and the production of coaches and school administration. Outcomes often excused away by them coaches and accepted by media. Well, okay, I got two things to that. One, there's an exception to every rule. So I'm sure there's some of you who don't like your alma mater, I guess, if you didn't have a good experience or whatever.
You don't hear those emails very often.
But I would argue this person who, well, if you're critical of your alma mater, doesn't mean you don't like them. I mean, obviously you're paying attention to them and you're critical of their shortcomings. So obviously there's a emotional tie there, correct? If you're critical,
Yes.
yeah, right.
You could tell in the tone of that email.
I mean, right? And so, and I imagine, look, there's exceptions to every rule. And so if you had a miserable time at wherever it was, yeah, you're not going to like it. I mean, as a rule. And I know, I guess I said it in exacts and extremes, but that's would sound to me, to that emailer, 7512, that you certainly care, that while you're critical, and I think critical is good, I would say that it sounds like you care. People care about the Lobo women, by the way. Feels like a win, says Lynn. Lobo women lost last night in the WNIT, 67-56 to Washington. They're out in the second round. Lynn says, Jeff, a lot of the time on this OD, we talk about the Lady Lobos sneaking up by some garbage club where it feels like a loss. Yesterday for the Lady Lobos to go to that field against that club after a 14-hour trip, no practice, and to hang with them for 35 minutes feels like the biggest win of the season. Okay, I would say good job, good effort. I thought they played well. Without the Duff sisters, they ran out of gas. They were up by 10 going to the fourth quarter. James says, so I'm so proud of these depleted women, Jeff. It looked like the Huskies, Tina Langley, expected to hand play them into the next round against K-State. Instead, UW has to feel like they were in a game. If the Lady Lobos weren't so depleted, JJ, the voice, would be headed to Manhattan this morning for a third-round WNIT game.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. This came down this morning on the Twitter. Emmanuel Quach has entered the transfer portal. Lobos, Emmanuel Quach. Transfer portal. Carl says, goodbye and good luck. Does it feel like we never really knew the real Quach? The stars never aligned for him with Lobo basketball. I don't know that I think that's any sort of a surprise, right?
No.
Okay. All right, that's kind of where I am. Did you watch any of the World Baseball Classic?
I saw highlights.
USA, so my brother turned me on to it the other night, and I watched a little bit. USA beat Cuba 14-2 yesterday. They're going to be the final against Japan or Mexico. I think the biggest thing that came out of this is Jose Altuve broke his thumb, and he's out for 2 months. You see that? To me, that's a big deal. All right, good stuff today. Hey, Marie, great stuff today.
Thank you.
I think JJ's back tomorrow, right?
Yes.
All right. Adrian, good work on the video side. Jim Rome's show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd comes your way at 1 o'clock. 2 Men On comes your way at 4. We'll be back with more award-winning radio starting tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Look forward to speaking with you then. Enjoy Monday. Have a great, safe Monday. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will speak with you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine. Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.